Welcome back to Farming Simulator 2019 with the Rude Man. We are back on Eastbridge Hills and we're going to do some farming. So let's get started. First of all, I need to remember where I was when I left off, which was a couple days ago. Yeah, I just started this map and I've got some equipment setting everywhere, and I started pulling it out as I needed it, it looks like. So let's just move through here. I've got a little bit more money. I'm going to buy a couple more fields. Let's do that now before I get started. I got 1 and 2, 5, 9, 8, and 7, 11, 18, which I didn't sell. I'm hanging on to it, and 21. Now 21, 11, and 7 are all grass. That being said, I can plow them into a field, so I can use these for other crops at a point where I decide I've got enough grass. So I think I'm going to buy, let's see, I think I'm going to buy field 6 and field 7. That'll give me 1, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 in a row here, and I think I can afford that. All right, let's select land. We're going to do 6 and buy. It's only a $500,000. Oh, only a $500,000. Get me. Field 10 is also actually less than that. Oh, well, 6 is a little bit bigger. All right, so we're going to do that. Okay, and then let's move out of here. Let's get the equipment off the road. Whoa. Boy, I just left things setting, didn't I? Oh, while we're at it, I don't think I'm ever going to use that, so I'm going to sell it. What I'm talking about is those silage thingamabobberdoodles. Let's go to the garage, and let's see. I don't know which one that is, so I'm just going to sell the first one and see what happens. Or, you know, it may tell me which one it is once I click on it. Let's do that. There. I'm going to try the first one first. Let's click on it and click the sell. That's not the one, so let me back out. That's not the one. Let's click on the other one and sell. That's it right there. Okay, so I don't know why the cameras take me all crazy, but let's get over here and can we click? See if I can click on it. I don't know why my camera's going wacky on me. There it is. Alright, we're going to sell that one. Okay, now that's done. Let's get back to our piece of equipment and get it off the road. Actually, it gives me a place to park stuff, doesn't it? Although I don't really want to park it there because I use that sometimes as a shortcut. Tell you what I'm going to do. I've got the grass field that's got an extra large little margin on it there, or that I can kind of stage my equipment, like right here. There's enough room here. It's just a grass field. I can kind of just do that. And let's see what we were doing. That's the cedar. This guy I was doing something with. Don't remember what. Was I picking up grass or straw? Can't recall. Well, I know I got grass to pick up, so let's go do it. Shortcut time. Now, you know me and shortcuts. A couple of things, by the way. I found out that the grass and straw storage was set very low. I had already kind of almost filled it, and I've only done like 1 or 2 cuttings of grass and straw. So I beefed that up, and I actually went through and beefed all the storage up. I originally beefed the storage up on the farm silo there, not realizing that there were a half a dozen of them around the whole map. So I just went ahead and beefed them all up a little bit. Not terrible. I think I beefed a couple up to 3-4 million. That one's up to 9 million, but I'll never fill it, I hope. I'd rather not fill it. I'd rather sell the product and get the money, but I want to have some room in there. So let's see, we're on 7, field 7, and I redid all these too, because I screwed up when I made these. If you remember, go back and watch the video and you find out that I called this one field 1 instead of field 1, and that's fine until you get up to field 11. Then 11 comes after 1, so I changed them so that it didn't do that. But anyway, we're going to go to 7 here, and we're going to go to, let's see, mow field 7, and grass to silo field 7, and let's get this thing going. Drive the chorus. I've had people telling me that the sound has been abnormally loud and you couldn't hear my voice, which that flatters me, actually, that you'd want to hear my voice, for one thing. But I can understand how, if you did want to hear it and you were struggling to hear it because the game sounds were too loud, I can understand that too. Now, I can only say that the way I record is I record my voice separate from the game, so that I do have control over increasing the volume on one and decreasing it on another. Now, the problem resulted in the last couple of episodes of Don Diego. I've had company in the house, and I haven't been able to run a lot of loud game noises when I'm rendering at night, because people are sleeping, and I didn't realize, because I turned the volume down on the rendering computer for company's sake, I wasn't able to distinguish that the game sounds were actually that loud. And that's what happened on those 2 videos. Since then, I've went into the controls and I've turned things down. One of the things that people were saying was that the environmental volumes, the birds in particular, were piercing. They were so loud. So I turned the environmentals down to 40. The vehicles are down to 30, and that should cover it. The GUI volumes are 50. And if you don't know what that means, whenever I click on something, you'll hear that snap or that click. That's what the GUI sounds are. Like when you heard me close that menu, you heard a noise, clock noise. That's what that is. That shouldn't bother anybody particularly. But anyway, so I am working on the volume. I apologize for that. Normally what I do, if I render on my gaming PC, I wear headphones and I can hear everything. But the rendering PC is just a PC with speakers, and I kick the speakers up so that I can gauge that sound. Well, if I do, that sound goes through the house and people scream and yell, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, shut the damn computer off. No, nobody does that, but you know what I mean. Anyway, let's get on with this. Onward and upward. What were we doing? Which field is this? Field number 1. It looks like it is plowed. Start this tractor up and check to make sure everything is indeed done. Nothing was missed. Doesn't look like anything's wrong, so let's see what we have to do next. Okay, it needs lime. This one down here. Oh, it doesn't need plowed. Isn't that strange? And before I forget, I just bought 2 new fields. Are there crops on those 2 fields that need taken care of? Oh, there is. There's only half fertilizer and weeds. Okay, I want to do that right away. And then, what was the other one? Field 10? No, that wasn't either. Field 6? What was that field? I didn't buy that field. That's not mine. This one is. Growing, and it's the same thing though. Half fertilizer and weeds need to take care of. And I want to do that because I want the best yield. Okay, this one needs lime. It's 100% fertilized, and it has weeds. Okay, good to know, good to know. Let's lime the snot out of that. Wait a minute, wait a minute. It wasn't ready to... What? Where'd that hill come from? Okay, it's still growing. Soybeans. Right, so I don't need to run. I can go find my equipment. Okay, let's see here. We need the herbalizer, but we also need this. Let's get that over there. So anyway, oh boy, I tell you, I'm a little scatterbrained today for some reason. I've been trying to record all day, and every time I sit down to record, something comes up, takes me away for an hour or two. I get back in. Finally, I got left alone long enough to come in, but I'm so exasperated by everything, all the stress this morning, that you can probably tell it in my voice. Alright, so I've been messing around on my test map, and that's why I have all these new course play routes already laid in. So let's see what we got for field number 6. I only have plowing for field number 6, so let's spread the wings on this guy. The equipment sounds, by the way, if they're too loud, I can always jump back like this and they're not so loud. So it's kind of hard to judge on the equipment sounds whether it's loud enough or not. So let's go to this menu. We're going to do that. We're going to do field number 6, 48.5 meters, starting there, and 1 headland should be enough. Let's do that. And that, field 6, fert/herb, and it wants me to start over there, but I'm going to start in a corner instead. I don't always do what I'm told. We'll start that up, and I wait till after I've passed my start right there, and then hit the button. And then it should take off from there. Right. Is this as fast as that thing will go? No. Let's kick that up. Alright. Okay, what's next? We had somebody needed liming. Let's finish this field and then we'll head over there. Was it one of the new fields? Field 10 maybe that need liming? I can't recall. All right, let's get rid of this though. We don't need that anymore. Big Bud seems to be working well for the lime, where the little bud just wasn't enough. And even this one, look, it's still, even Big Bud isn't racing up this hill. He does okay. The other one almost came to a stop. So we had a family movie night last night, and I just received the 4K rendition of Aquaman. I liked it. I thought it was a pretty good movie. I felt kind of sorry for the girl that plays in it, though, the redhead girl, Mira. I having to be in that skin-tight outfit for so long. I bet she just couldn't wait to get out of that thing. It must be really constricting. Look good on her, but... and I guess that's the point. Okay, let's do that. Let's close up the back. I want to fill this thing back up before I take off. And I need to check on animals too, because, oh, you know what? One of the things I forgot, I need to remember that I've got horses. Horses take oats. So I need to remember to plant a field with oats, because I don't have any. So while this is filling up, let's grab... oh, you know what I need? Here's what I need. I need to buy a tedder, because I need to make hay for the horses. So we're going to grab this tedder mod right here. And there's one thing that I am disappointed in the Starship Enterprise. The version for 2019 is a little disappointing, because if you remember with the old Enterprise, I used to adjust it to do either a full spread or a windrow. This one you cannot. It's just a windrow. That's all you get. So I can't adjust it for spreading full out. And that's kind of disappointing. It doesn't really look like the old Enterprise. I mean, it kind of does, but not really. Plus, we had a version of Enterprise that I could completely color differently. This one you can't. So I'm running over here to get my tedder. That's what I'm doing before I go to field 11. And here's the plan. The plan is to get enough hay and grass in the storage unit so that I can turn that other grass field into a crop field. When I get to a point where I've got enough grass and hay, I can do that. I can turn it into a crop field, and that'll give us more crops. Which is why I kind of wanted to buy 10, because it's in between, you know, 9 and 11, and I might as well own it. Know what I mean? Plus, if I want to drive through it, I can, because it's mine. Mine, mine, mine. Not to be confused with 999, which is the only German I know. Well, it's not really. I've heard Specken die Deutsch, but I don't know what it means. Alright, so this has got field 7 on it. We don't need that. We do need field 11. And we've got mowed the grass. And we've got hauled the grass to the farm. Oh, no, 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 no. Not with the mower we don't. Sorry, sorry. Let's go back. Chuck back here. We just need to mow it. That's all we're doing here. I was confused. Never happened before, but there you go. Alrighty, so let's set this guy to go and see what he's going to do. Now, this should cut in a windrow, but the tedder should tedder it into hay, which it looks like it's doing. All right, so we'll let that guy go. He's got his marching orders, and this guy's done. Let's stop him. Get rid of that. And then let's see what other fields needed that. That was 6. I can't remember. Where in the heck's my memory go? Okay, this one has weeds, so we need to take care of that. This one just needs lime, actually. It doesn't need fertilizer. Okay. Something else did, though. How about this one? This one needs fertilizer. Okay, that one needs fertilizer. So let's get that one going. Different field, though. That's a different field. Let's go to field number 5. And Fert and Herb. Fert and Herb. Sounds like a comedy show. Welcome to Fert and Herb. I'm Fert. I'm Herb. Yeah, right. I love my icons. They make sense. Little raindrop with fertilizer in it. Makes you think of liquid fertilizer. Well, it does me anyway. Right. Okay. Let's start this guy up here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to get to our marker and then hire a worker to take over. Okay, and then herbicide guy we need. Let's go weed that. Oh shoot, I just smacked into my own truck. Don't call the insurance company, I can't afford the deductible. Man, talk about deductibles, I have to tell you this. Why is it that medicines that you can take that are just, you know, regular medicines has a certain price, but as soon as it's a medicine that you need to keep you alive, you can't afford it? I take a long-lasting insulin that keeps my blood sugars down to normal range. Very good. It does a very good job. I've been taking it for a couple of years. All of a sudden, and the reason I've been able to do that is it's a very expensive medicine. It's $1,700 for a 90-day supply. I had a coupon from the company that let me get it for much cheaper. Much cheaper. And I've been using it for a couple of years. And it's one of these kind of things, we'll give you a coupon for a couple of years till you really get stuck on it. And then now they won't let me have the coupon anymore. It's expired and I can't renew it. I'm all of a sudden not eligible. And it's now $1,700. Now my insurance does cover some of it. I'm in the wrong field. No, this does need weeding. The insurance company does cover it. The problem is the amount they cover it. It's still $900. I can't afford that. $900 every couple months. So it's just amazing. Now the thing of it is, I've known lots of people that couldn't afford medicine that they need to stay alive. I can afford it up to a certain point, but I'm not paying that much. There's other things I can do, I think, you know, like never eat another piece of sweet candy or anything. But anyway, that's beside the point. But here's what I found out when I called the insurance company. And, of course, nobody ever tells you this, or at least me. I've never been told that I have my doctor send my prescription into a pharmacy, a local pharmacy, Costco, by the way. And that's where I get my medicine, right? Okay, and here's the reason I'm telling this story. Because somebody else might be in the same predicament and not know this like I didn't know this. So, anyway, I called my insurance company. I said, look, I can't afford this medicine I've been taking for the last couple of years because the coupon that the company gave me is no longer any good. And this is what it's now going to cost me. Is there any other medicine like that that's cheaper for me that the insurance company, the insurance company, will help me pay for? So she gave me a list, and on that list was not anything that was like what I was taking, because the medicine I was taking is a tier 1. and a tier 2 is a complete different animal. And you know, so, and I'm already taking the tier 2, you know. So anyway, here's what she told me. Well, have you thought about getting your medicine through the mail, because you're eligible for that through the insurance company? We will allow that. All your doctor has to do is send the prescription via fax to this mail order company, and you can have them delivered right to your doorstep instead of going through a retail. And she said a lot of times the insurance companies pay that because it's much cheaper. I said, well, how much cheaper? And she says, well, okay, the insurance company will pay what you're taking, but you'll still have to pay $900. If you got that through the mail, that same medicine, if you just choose to get it through the mail instead of through a retail pharmacy, the insurance company will pay all but $125 of it. Now, that $125 is for a 90-day supply, which brings it down to about $60 for me, 60 odd bucks. I can afford that. Much better than the $1,700 down to $900, just by getting it in the mail and having it delivered to my door. Where do I sign up? I had no idea that you could even do that. So anyway, so I can still take my medicine that the doctor wants me to take, and be able to afford it. Now, I do understand that there's some people that couldn't even afford the $60. Fortunately, I can. I'd rather not. I mean, I could use $60 a month for other stuff, you know, but that's beside the point. Anyway, long story short, if you are able to get medicine through the mail, you may or may not be able to save some money, and you should check into it, because I had no idea you could do that. This is field what, 10? So that's my public service notice. Oh, I already have a field 10 lime. It's just not in the folder. That's my public service notice for the day. What's next? What are we doing next? We need to be seeding, so let's grab that seeder there. Get him started. Alright, so let's see. Let's check one. We'll start over there. See if I seeded this already. I don't believe I did. Needs liming. God, everything's going to need liming, isn't it? Is there any field that doesn't? Let's go check field number 2, because I don't think it needed liming. I didn't know at the time when I don't have anything in this. I didn't know it at the time, but when I started this map, I had the lime turned off, and I also had withering turned on, and crop destruction turned on. So I've since fixed that. This should fill up pretty fast. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's run up and get some seeds now. Seed me up! Okay, a couple of things we need. We need potatoes, I think, for feed. Weed and feed and animals and stuff like that. We don't have any oats. I have to do oats. We've got no sunflowers, no canola, no corn, no soybeans. No potatoes, no sugar beets. We have nothing. All right, we have wheat. That's all we have. All right, so we need everything. I need to just slow it down and do one thing at a time. Okay, while I'm right here, let me check it though, because this is where I'm going to do potatoes and sugar beets, I think. So let's see. Let me jump out, see what it looks like. It's owned by me. It's not fertilized. It's not no weeds. It's not anything. So yes, indeed, we can plant this. Okay, I tell you what, I'll plant this one with potatoes. Field number 2 is also a small field. I'll plant it with sugar beets. I like to plant the things I don't like to do on the small fields because I don't want to do a 10-day harvest of potatoes and sugar beets. So let's take a look here. Field number 8, I believe we're on. Let's see, we need the seed and feed one. And we're going to do, wait a minute. I should already have one. Seed right there. Field number 8. There we go. All right. Let's see if it'll take off from here. Do your thing. Let's back up here. There he goes. Took off on his own initiative. I wonder what I have this set on. I don't think it can do it. It's quite the hill. Let's pop this thing up and see what it'll do. Going downhill should be fine. Coming back up, I doubt if it does 24 miles an hour. But, hey, let's move on. Okay, grass is done. Let's stop him. And we need this guy to go pick up that hay that we're doing at field 11. So let's get rid of the grass. You know what? I should have taken that grass and fed cows or chickens or sheep or pigs or whatever needs grass. Oh well, I can do that later. Whoa. Did I put... I need to put weights on front of these tractors that I'm using for pulling stuff. Like that John Deere doesn't have a weight on it either. I really should. Oh, it looks like the lime guy's almost done. Except for those things he misses. I don't know why they miss those, but they do. Okay, he's not quite done, but it looks like he almost is. I think that's the end for him. It is, indeed. Put that up. Put that up. We're going to park it over here for now. Out of the, oh my God, that's dirty. Look at Enterprise. It is so dirty. It looks just like... Oh my God. You can't see any color but dirt. Or mud, or whatever that is. Well, there's a little green right there. Ah, it's the logo. Oh, you can't cover up Crone. That's against the law. Alright, weird. Okay, so he's done. Let's get that guy picking up though before we move on. Okay, so now this is where we're going to use the old double standard. We're going to go to field 11. I need to move these though. That's field 10. Let's put it away. And then field 11, plow. Field 6, lime. I'm getting quite the stack. Field 66? What? I must have double tapped the 6. Works okay, I guess. We'll leave it that way. It's actually kind of interesting. Okay, this is field 11, so let's grab our mow. We need to mow. And come back and get the grass to the farm. Dar. And let's put this thing down. Get started here. And this should be hay. And it is. It says hay down and below. It actually shows hay in the bale, but we know it's not, right? Right? We do know. Field number 1, I think, is done. Let's get out of that and move on. Field number 2 did not need plowing. I don't know if another field does need plowing right yet, so let's just park him over here until we do know. He doity. Need to wash him up, but that's a job for another day. Okay, field 5 is done, kinda, sorta. That one got limed, but does it need fertilizing? It does not need fertilizing, but it does need weeding, so let's get that motating. That one doesn't need anything. That one we just did. Now look, I put that all together and I'll probably find out this needs fertilizer. Nope, it doesn't. But it does need weeding. Let's go grab the weeder. The weederator. Where is it? Where's the weederator? Okay, so is that guy done? No, I had some touch up to do, so let's move over here first. We'll do this one first. While we're heading that way, let's choose a course for this guy. And I think it starts on this end. And he's off. Okay, let's get the lime and finish up this field. Do we have lime left? A little bit. You know, I have no idea what the game considers the lime that to do. What does it give you a percentage more crops of some kind? I don't think I ever looked that up. I have no idea whether liming does anything or not. I just assume that it does, or they wouldn't have you do it. But I've made assumptions before that turned out to be bogus. Now there's probably the same thing on the other end. Let's go take a look. There goes a load of hay. Look at that snake turn. So how many of you have purchased the DLC? Anybody? I didn't purchase it yet. It's only $10, but it's kind of weird. You can bale poplar now. You're going to bale a tree. Really? Wouldn't you think that rather than bale a tree, you would just chop it into wood chips? What good does a bale do you? Are you going to make a pair of pajamas out of it? Like a bale of cotton? Can you feed it to an animal? I don't understand that, but then what do I know? I'm no forester. I just don't know what you would do with it unless you're making compost out of it. But you know, it's just kind of strange. If you bale it, why wouldn't you make wood chips out of it? Because then if you had wood chips, you could put those wood chips together and make plywood out of it. I don't know. I don't get it. It just doesn't sound like something I want to spend my time doing. What are you doing? I'm growing trees to make bales out of them. Then what are you going to do? I don't know. But it's fun. Really? They got a machine that will make silage, wrap silage for you. Silage. You take the bales, actually. The machine sets in the field. And you make the bales either square or round. Then you have to take a telehandler and load the machine up with the bales or of the grass. It wraps them in a plastic sheath like a weenie and makes silage for you instantly, by the way. Now, they do have that a company that makes those. We have a local company. It's called Ag Bag, that makes the equipment to make silage. Well, they just like they look like a very long sausage tube, and it gets filled with grass and hay and stuff like that, and it ferments into silage. And this company makes that system. It's called Ag Bag, where you bag your stuff up. That's what this thing's doing. It makes a long line of bags and makes them into silage. The only difference is it takes an amount of time for this stuff in real life to ferment, because that's what it does. It ferments. It gets very hot. You can see, like if you've got these bags of silage out there, you can see in the morning, you know, it's like heat vapors coming off this because it gets very hot, and it ferments in there, kind of like composting something. In the game, that happens instantaneously. So anyway, again, it seems like an awful lot of work to me, but the one thing that you're going to find out if you get the DLC is they'll say that it says right in the advertisement for the DLC that the equipment is just great for very small farms. Well, I don't usually play very small farms. So, again, it's probably a DLC I'd never use. Well, and I don't do forestry, so much. Unless I have to make pallets and stuff like that. But, of course, we don't have production yet, so there's no need to have a pallet that I know of yet. I have a mod that takes your chicken eggs and puts them in a carton on a pallet. Where did I leave off? This guy done? John Tice is done. Which field was this? This was, Oh, no! Oh. He just did wheat, or I just did wheat. I didn't want wheat. I wanted potatoes. Okay, don't look. Act like the last 15 minutes didn't happen. Just act like it didn't happen at all. Because this is what I'm going to do. I didn't want wheat. I don't want wheat. I wanted taters. Okay, what's wrong? How come it won't let me? I want potatoes. Okay, what in the heck is going on? Why didn't that drop my piece of equipment? It's supposed to drop it when you do that. There we go. Alright, that looks like potatoes right there. So all I did was waste a little bit of seed and fertilizer. I probably wasted a couple $1,000 right there. But I don't care. I don't want wheat. I want taters. Taters it is. God, this guy's dirty. Doity, doity, doity. Alright, he's just sitting there. He's not doing anything. This guy's weeding. So I do need to weed other fields. Okay, this one needs to be weeded. So, okay, when I get done with that one, I'll just jump over to 10. Let's see, this one needs weeding. I think everything needs weeding. Alright, so we'll wait for this guy to get done. How close is he, I wonder? Pretty close. Maybe another run. Okay, so let's turn that off and that off and that off. And see, yeah, he's on the last strip here. And then we'll move him over to 10. And then 6 needs weeding. 5's okay. Okay, so let's take weeding off and put fertilizer on. Okay, that's completely fertilized, so is this and this. 5 needs fertilizing. 7 and 8 also need fertilizing, although 8 is actually getting seeded right now. So let's grab the fertilizer guy and move him over to field number 5. And I hate to say it, but I forgot to set my timer correctly, so I have no idea how long this episode is. It may be long, it may be short, but I think once I get this guy going, I'm going to call it an episode, and then we'll find out if it's long or if it's short. Maybe a short one, I don't know. I doubt it. I always go overboard on talking, so it probably isn't, but maybe long a little bit. You never know. But we will find out. Let's get him started. And with that, I'm going to end the episode. I hope you had fun. If you did, give it a like, share it with a friend, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you on the farm in the next episode. And for the last time, I will apologize for being so rambling today. So I'll see you next time. Happy farming.